Hello everyone. For the 2024 season, the FPL Wire will be bringing to you weekly team selection videos from each of myself, Pras and Lateriser, and this is the first one I have made for the new campaign. This is my draft featuring both Haaland and Salah with not so many compromises. I think you guys will like it. Let's jump right into it. So as you can see, I've gone with Henderson in goal. I'm not really sure about my 4.5 goalkeeper yet. Henderson is sort of a placeholder there now. I think he's going to be the starting goalkeeper for Palace. I have thought about going Sanchez. I think he's going to be the most likely goalkeeper to start for Chelsea, but I'm not sure whether he will be the starting goalkeeper at the end of the transfer window. We are in the market. I think Lunin might come or maybe somebody else entirely. I don't think Sanchez fits the profile completely. In defense, Guardiola is going to be playing every week. I think he's going to be getting a more of a full preseason. He's joining up with the Man City team in New York quite early, so I expect him to start game week 1 and continue in that same attacking role. A player that really interested me in the second half of the season was Munoz. He had a very strong Copa America campaign with 2 goals and 1 assist. Palace's fixtures are great. They're going to continue playing wingbacks, and I think he has a lot of attacking potential in this system. Now, for the third defender, I'll share the rotation with you guys in the next slide a little bit later. It's going to be between Mikalenko, Konsa, and Howard Bellis to play around a little week. That way, they can also alternate for when Munoz has a couple of difficult fixtures. We'll talk more about in detail regarding that. Now, Palace again have a great run of fixtures. I think Eze is possibly going to be even more talismanic than he was last season now that Olise has left. He's going to be on all set pieces for the Eagles. He's going to be taking penalties. Again, good run of fixtures, good manager. I'm expecting Palace to start the season very strong. Hence, I've tripled up on them. Salah is going to be my captain in game week 1. I think Ipswich away is a great fixture to start. He sort of tailed off in the end of last campaign. He fell out with Klopp, and we saw a very poor version of Salah with still very strong underlying numbers. I expect him to have a good start of the season, and he's one of the first names on my team sheet. Captain game week 1. I do not think you should be going without him. I've also included Anthony Gordon, a player who was very good for me in FPL last year. Newcastle have a great run of fixture to start with. They go Southampton at home, Bournemouth away, and Tottenham at home. I think all three fixtures are very good from an attacking standpoint. So I think you should be doubling up on the Newcastle attack early on. Now, this one, the 6.5 midfielder slot, I was a little bit iffy. I have looked at Nkunku, but I haven't seen enough of preseason yet to know really if he's a great pick. But I think Forest have a great start to the season. They have Bournemouth, Southampton, and Wolves in the first 3 games. And I think these are all sides who will attack Forest a little bit and expect these to be open games as sort of your early relegation 6 pointers. So Gibbs White should get plenty of joy. I think the new bonus point system will benefit him as well in terms of shots on target, and he has penalty duties to go with it. Now for the 6.0 and the cheap forward slot, now that Joao Pedro is injured, who I wasn't very keen on initially anyway, I've gone with Muniz. Fulham have a great start to the season. They were very good at home last year, and they play Ipswich and Leicester game week 2 and 3. So starting off 2 of your 3 games against promoted sides is always a good sign. If you guys like any other cheaper forwards for that role, let me know. I have looked at Chris Wood as well. You guys know that I don't mind a punt on Wood at any point, but I'm a little bit worried about Taiwo Awoniyi's fitness. We'll monitor that closely. They're also in the market for another forward. One of the first names on the team sheet was obviously Isak. Wilson is injured, so we should be seeing Isak in the center forward role. Penalties, great fixtures, playing for an attacking team. What's not to like? Now, this draft does feature Erling Haaland at 15 million. Won't be captain in game week 1, but he will be my captain game week 2 for sure. So I have put him in there, and I think it's easier to start with Haaland and then distribute the funds if you need to, than to get him in later on will be quite difficult. Now, on the bench, I've gone with Matt Turner as my standard 4.0. I haven't really decided there. Now, Konsa is somebody I really like who is going to benefit from the new bonus point system. He only won 2 fouls less than Anthony Gordon last year, and Villa have been recruiting very well. If they sign Andre Onana from Everton, I think their defense becomes much stronger despite Douglas Luiz's departure. For the 4.5 midfielder, I currently have Harry Winks from Leicester. Again, not really decided. Going to monitor minutes in preseason. Not going to waste much time talking about that. And the cheapy defender there is Howard Bellis from Southampton. And let's talk now about the rotation that I have in mind for these guys. Now, as you can see now, the fixtures over here, I've got them up for Villa, Palace, Everton, and Southampton. Now, if you're going to rotate your Palace defender a bit, you could go for Anderson and save 0.5 instead of Munoz. But for over here, for example, if I'm playing Munoz, I'd probably bench Konsa away to Villa and play Munoz away to Brentford instead. But in the current rotation, it shows that Villa play West Ham away, Everton, Brighton at home. Keep in mind, Guardiola is going to be playing every week. So this rotation is a 2 from 4. The next week, Palace will be playing West Ham at home. Southampton are playing Forest at home. Villa play Arsenal at home that week. So don't really want to go there. Everton play Spurs away. No clean sheet likely again. Then now Villa travel to Leicester the week after. Palace are Chelsea away, so you probably want to bench your Palace defender then. So that's when you play your Everton defender at Bournemouth at home. So you get two of Everton's first two home fixtures, and again, a good team at home. And then after that, game week 4 and 5, you play your Villa guys. Game week 6 also Ipswich away, you can choose to play them. Now Palace have Leicester at home, game week 4. Game week 5, Palace have Man United at home. You could play them over the Southampton defenders who have Ipswich at home, and you play Villa for Wolves at home anyway. Game week 6, Everton away, you can play Munoz or play Konza away to Ipswich, and Everton have Palace at home. I don't really like these fixtures as much this week, but by then we have a clearer idea. But I generally like the idea of just buying Munoz over Anderson. Let's say just play him now, even for Manchester United at home over the Southampton defender. Play him 5 of the first 6 game weeks. You're most likely to catch a haul then. Any other rotation you guys like? I generally like to set up this way, have at least one perma play defender and then rotate 2 from 4. Let me know in the comments below. Now, I've also looked at what compromises have been made in this team, and obviously Haaland takes a big chunk. Now, if you do these 3 transfers, that is, you sell Haaland, Muniz, and Gibbs White for Havertz, Watkins, and Palmer, it's the exact same amount of money. So this is exactly the transfers you can do and like keep the other 12 identical. You look at the team with Havertz, Watkins, and Palmer, it does look a lot better. On paper, you have 3 routes to points for players who have decent fixtures to start the season with. I'm kind of favoring Son over Palmer for now. I like Spurs opening 2 fixtures at Leicester and Everton. I think Son is going to be playing centre forward now that Richarlison is either injured or after Saudi. And I like having that one premium spot in there for the 10 million or 10.5 midfielders. But this all depends on preseason when Watkins, Palmer return, how Havertz looks and how Haaland looks. If Haaland bags a brace now in the next few fixtures, I'm going to be scrambling to get him in. So I sort of have a plan with both fixtures. So to keep in mind, now let's look at the draft I mentioned without Haaland. Can see over here, it's got a similar team everywhere else. Just those 3 guys have been thrown in. It does look a lot more balanced because ultimately, if you ask me, the weakness in the other team were the 2 players of Muniz and Gibbs White. I don't necessarily like relying on Fulham and Forest players every week, even though they do have a good start to the season. So this is where I'm at. Let me know your thoughts, what you thought of this video. It was the first one we've done for the new campaign, so I'm eager to hear your feedback. The production value might not be great right now, but we will get better as we go. Pras and LR will be bringing you to your videos as well later this week. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.